Hello friends, welcome to Financial Accounting with Prashant, your tutor in financial accounting. Human memory may be powerful, but it's impossible for anyone to remember everything. Imagine running a business and you totally forget who paid you, when and how much, or to whom you owe money and how much. Imagine you are running a small shop and forgetting how much stock you sold yesterday, how much cash you received today, if you are making money or you are losing money. If you don't keep track of all your business activities, you could be lost in a matter of weeks. When I say you can't remember everything by memory alone, what's the best way to remember it all? It's simple. Just write it down in a book or in a diary, right? That's exactly what we call bookkeeping. It's a simple but very powerful tool to keep all your activities organized and in order. So, what is bookkeeping? Bookkeeping is the process of systematically recording all financial transactions of a business in a chronological and organized manner. In simple words, bookkeeping is the process of recording all the money a business earns and recording all the money that the business spends in the right order and in an organized way. Okay, let's break it down. Systematic. Bookkeeping follows a method. Recording transactions should be in a systematic way. So there is a defined system to record these transactions. Chronological. It records things in the order they happen. In other words, you need to record them by date, from oldest to newest, in the correct order. Financial transactions, or it is all about money. Bookkeeping or recording of business activities only includes those activities that involve money. The activity or the transaction where money comes in or where money goes out. Only those transactions or those activities are included in bookkeeping. For example, if I buy a new machine, obviously I have to pay for it. That's a financial transaction because I am paying the money. Money is going out. But if I just plan to buy a new machine, do I need to pay anything just to think or plan? No, it's just a plan and there is no money involved. So this is an example of non-financial transaction or non-monetary transaction where money is not involved. So there is nothing that you need to record in the books. Now let us discuss the purpose or the objectives of bookkeeping. If you record or make notes of all the activities you do, like how much money you pay, to whom, and for what. Similarly, you record how much money you receive, from whom, and for what. If you have a record of all the activities, then you can go back and check where your money is going. It shows what are you spending on and where you can save. You can also check how much money you have. Since you have a record of all the money coming in and all the money going out, you can tell if your business is growing or not growing, if you are making a profit or if you are incurring the losses. Bookkeeping also helps you to stay organized. Everything is recorded, so you won't forget or lose track of anything. At the end of the year, you have to pay taxes to the government, and taxes are calculated on your profits. So bookkeeping or keeping record of all activities helps you to report accurate numbers to the government and to pay the correct amount of taxes. Bookkeeping or recording all the transactions also helps you to make smart decisions. Bookkeeping keeps track of all money coming in and all money going out. So you always know how much money you have. When you know this, you can make better choices, like when to spend, how much to spend, when not to spend. Without bookkeeping or without keeping the record of all these activities, it's hard to know if you are making money or if you are losing money. And that can lead to bad decisions. Let us now discuss the scope of bookkeeping. When I say the scope, it means all the tasks involved in recording and organizing the money activities of a business. So, what are the tasks which are included in the scope of bookkeeping? The scope includes the following. The first and foremost, recording purchases and sales. So, bookkeeping involves you have to keep a proper record of all the products, goods or services that you purchase, all the products, services or goods that you sell. Why do you purchase goods or products? Obviously, to sell them at a higher price and make profits. So, recording purchases and sales is included in bookkeeping. The scope of bookkeeping also includes recording payments and receipts, money that you pay to others and money you receive from others. Both have to be recorded in the books. The scope also includes recording expenses and incomes. We are going to discuss in detail what is an expense and what is an income. But for now, you need to understand the amount you spend is an expense and the amount you earn is an income. And the scope of bookkeeping also includes recording and tracking any loans and advances. So if you have a business, it's quite common that you have some employees and you pay some advances to your employees, or you borrow some loan from the banks. You take some hand loans from your relatives or friends. So you have to keep proper track of all these transactions or all these activities. So when I say bookkeeping, so bookkeeping obviously means you have to keep certain books. You have to maintain some books. Now the question arises, what type of books do we need to maintain in bookkeeping? Every business needs to maintain the following books. Whether you keep them manually or you keep them in a computer system, it doesn't really matter. What matters is that you keep the following records or following books. The first one is cash book. As the name itself indicates, this book is meant for recording all your cash receipts and cash payments. Whatever cash you receive and whatever cash you pay, it has to be recorded in your cash book. Sales book, to record and track all your sales. Likewise, purchases book, to record your purchases. The goods or services that you purchase have to be recorded. Then, very important, there is something called as journal book. We are going to again discuss this later. But for now, the activities that you cannot record in the above books, you cannot record these transactions in cash book, in sales book or in purchases book. So such activities are recorded in journal book. So journal book is to record other activities that are not recorded in cash book, sales book or purchases book. Then the last one is ledger book. This is the next version of journal book and we are going to discuss this later. Now let us take an example. You sold some products, some goods and received $2,000. This activity should be recorded in the cash book and the sales book. Because you are selling the goods or you are selling the products, it goes into sales book. And you are receiving the cash, it also goes into cash book. Now let us focus the role of a bookkeeper in any organization. So what is the role of a bookkeeper? A bookkeeper has to properly record the day-to-day activities or transactions. The bookkeeper should maintain the books and the ledgers. Bookkeeper needs to help the accountants in preparing some reports. So these are the responsibilities of a bookkeeper. Let us consider a small example to understand why bookkeeping is really important for any business organization. Let's say you run an online stationery business. You receive $5,000 via some online payment system. You purchase inventory for $3,000 and you pay your delivery boy $500. If you don't have bookkeeping, if you don't keep the record of all these activities, you will forget where the money went. So you need to record everything properly. There are some common misconceptions. For example, some people believe, I have a very small business, so I don't need bookkeeping. This is completely false. In fact, bookkeeping is even more important when you have a small business and the funds are really tight. When money is limited, it's really critical to know exactly how much is coming in, how much is going out, and where every dollar is going. Without bookkeeping, it's easy to lose control and make mistakes that can really harm your business. So to summarize, bookkeeping may seem simple, but it's like the roots of a tree. Without bookkeeping, your accounting system will collapse. So see you in our next class. Until then, it's goodbye and good luck.